How do I find my soul group? Hi, I'm Adrienne Elise, an intuitive healer and teacher and professional astrologer. In my work, this is a question I often get asked. How do I find my spiritual soul group? When we're talking about our spiritual soul group, we're talking about these souls that have been together from the beginning of time, very advanced soul groups working here on spiritual projects together throughout this earth evolution. This spiritual awakening and ascension process we're going through on earth is happening in groups. No wonder the forces of control that have been for thousands of years trying to hold back this spiritual evolution have targeted these souls. And there's so much that keeps you guys from finding each other. This has become a huge focus of my work. And this spiritual soul group is a group of souls that is very advanced like you. We have other groups. We have karmic groups. We have family groups. We have friend groups. Most of the time, the SuperNova Souls might not even know any other person in real, actual 3D reality that's in their soul group because so much energy keeps them apart. So, how do we find each other? Let's talk through some of the issues that interfere with these soul groups from finding each other. And I hope that if this resonates with you, you'll consider checking out the SuperNova Soul Tribe membership group on my website. You can find that at supernovasouls.com, where we can come together in a private forum and talk all this through and find each other to get to work on the amazing projects we came here to do. So, what keeps these souls from finding each other? One of the very simple things, concepts, and yet very complicated as well, is that most of these souls, because of their incredible power and potency, because of this bigger star power that they have, they've been programmed to fear this power through traumatic past life experiences where they've been targeted for being an advanced soul. Because if you as a control energy wanted to hold back the spiritual evolution on planet Earth, a good way to do that would be to target the leaders. So these souls have been so targeted, they feel that they don't even know who they are. They sense that they have a bigger purpose, and yet everything around them has served to invalidate that over lifetimes, and yet something still lives inside of you. So these souls, you have been programmed in past lives to fear your potency and this bigger star power that you are, that there's something negative or dangerous to it. But this is not true. But if you've been programmed to fear your own potency and that you might be punished or persecuted for that potency, then of course you're going to hide who you are. And you might be hiding so deep inside of yourself, you don't even know who you are in your bigger, wider self. And yet there's this yearning for this greater purpose, something bigger of why you're here and why you've gone through all you've gone through in this earth evolution. But if you're hiding from your own potency, then you're also hiding from your soul group. And how are they going to be able to find you? So one of the ways that we can address and help these soul groups, help you guys find each other, is to work with this fear programming. And clearing that fear programming can allow you to open up to real world communication and connection to your soul group. But if you have that fear programming, it also means you have authority contracts. And these authority contracts are actually made with lower dimensional beings from where you came as a very advanced soul. But it's kind of something we all had to do when we came into this earth evolution and these advanced souls. We kind of had to agree to forget who we were in our bigger self, agree not to come into our bigger star self. And so we bought into these stories that it was somehow wrong, bad, or dangerous. And so it's important to clear these authority contracts where we somehow bought into and made contractual arrangements in past lives that said, okay, something more outside of myself is more powerful than me and gets to say whether I get to come into my star power. And it's game over for that. Time to reevaluate those contracts because these souls are here to lead the way in spiritual ascension. And the time is now to come back together and find each other. So this also the persecution that's happened in past lives of these souls has led to deep issues of self-worth. This can be a problem because if a soulmate, a soul tribe member, is going to show up in your life, they're going to reflect back to you who you really are. But if you're scared of who you are, you don't feel like you deserve who you are in your bigger light, you will reject that energy and it won't even be able to come into your field. So that's a part of what we can do to call in our soul group, is to work on these deep programming issues around self-worth and whether we deserve our bigger star self, which is actually silly, right? Because it's who you are. How can you deserve it or not deserve it? Except for that we've been so disconnected from this part of ourselves and that through these control energies, through this targeting, that we might not even know exactly who that is. So one of the things that happens is that because of these contracts you've made, because of this targeting, what's happened to you is that these souls have often made lower contractual arrangements with lower evolved souls, and these can be family members and friends, but it's a pattern I've seen again and again in past life pictures where a series of lifetimes, these are the people who have surrounded you, where you kind of said, hey, you guys, can you make sure I don't come into my power? So when you have a group of karmic relationships like this, where you've agreed that you need a handler or some outside force to disconnect you from who you are, or to keep that low self-worth going, to keep you from that power that you've been programmed to fear so much. So as long as you have these contractual arrangements with those, these can be more toxic type of relationships we've all gone through, right? Until we cleared those contracts, we can't let our soul group come in. So that's like those lower contractual arrangements with relationships in our life serve like a net, and they keep our soulmates and our soul tribe from coming in. So that's another thing that can be addressed as a way to call in your soul group. Now, this has become such a huge focus of my work. And so if you want to check out that SuperNova Soul Tribe, that's the best way we can work on these issues and call in our soul group and find each other. One of the most powerful things you can do to call in your soul group is to begin working with them on the astral plane. Once you start clearing your lower relationship contracts and you start feeling more worthy of who you are and your bigger self, clear those authority contracts and your fear of your own power, you can start working more deliberately on the astral plane with your soul group. They're out there. They're going through exactly what you're going through right now. That's what defines a soul group. You guys have very similar past life experiences, and you're all working through these things together. But most of the time, it's been a very long time since you've incarnated together at the same place in the same time, because of all of these energies that are trying to hold back this spiritual evolution. Because if one of you is scared and programmed to fear your own potency and power, two of you is much more powerful, right? So there's a lot of energy that keeps these souls from finding each other. But when we can come back together, like through group events and through this SuperNova Soul Tribe membership group, we can start working together on the astral plane, becoming aware of this connection to your soul group. That's the very first step in calling them in real time. And then you can set your vibration to the energy of what it feels like to be connected to a group. And gradually, more and more together, we can work through these issues. I have exclusive content there on the membership group to help you, SuperNova Souls, be able to clear everything that's in the way of you, your greater path and purpose, the star that you are, and your star team. Let's get back in our clusters. I hope to see you there. You can find out more information at supernovasouls.com. I'm Adrienne Elise.